I do believe, you got to believe in your dreams.
He may be wearing a few war wounds in his early 40s.
I know I've been out cold 4 times. I have received a detached retina, a broken jaw, broken nose, eardrums.
Oh, nice body work.
Hand surgeries, arthritis. You know, it definitely takes a toll on your body. But listen up. Maybe move your head a little bit.
Confidently Canadian with over 2 decades of dedication.
I still get the fight, but you know, I'm an old man now. You know, I'm sore.
His achievements as both an amateur and professional fighter honoured in the Ontario Boxing Hall of Fame. This is the story of Windsor City's Adam Trupish.
I think Trupish stole that round, Kenny, and he's starting to take over, you know?
Given it with gusto, you can see he still packs a punch. His world-class work rate and quick-step muscle memory is that of a seasoned vet. And although his days of competition are now a mere memory of mayhem and glory, he's still working to make more history in the ring. But now as a coach, helping younger boxers strive towards the same dreams he had.
Time! Good work. Boxing is not only a sport, it's like a life. It's like you're not only teaching like how to beat someone up, but like also to take care of yourself, you know, and to take pride in being healthy, and you know, and that's why you put a gym in the hood, because you can make the biggest impact in a community. When you get these kids that don't have fathers in their lives, or that's where you make the biggest impact in a community. When you see my kids, like, they're gonna tell you, like, these guys are the top of the world. Like, that young Hunter, he's gonna be somebody.
This is the Blue Collar Boxing Club inside Windsor's Central Mall. Students of all ages and skill levels come here to train. And in this class, Trupish floats around fighters, helping to refine techniques and suggest improvements.
Always keep that bag in front of you.
And with over 200 fight cards, both amateur and pro to his credit, he says he has the experience to help produce a winner.
I'm making some like great kids, man. It's awesome. Yeah. It's fulfilling for me to pass down.
One such protege is 21-year-old Hunter Lee. Keeping Windsor high up on the boxing bulletin board, he's already won 3 national welterweight amateur championships.
So basically I started training with Charlie Stewart, and then Adam actually came back to Windsor to kind of work on some of the youth and help out with their Windsor amateur. So then he started to look at training the other kids, and then once it came time for Ontario's and Nationals, we started working more closely together, and really working with him I got to learn from the experience that he got from going around the world, the Olympics. So
you get those little jerky fakes in there.
Really helped me improve and get the knowledge that not many people in the world get to have. So having him in my corners really helped me really get a step above my opponents, knowing all this knowledge and getting to learn from him.
How many fights you got now?
125.
125 fights there, guys. Oh shit.
Do you think he lives vicariously through you now that he's sort of, he's getting into his golden years now?
Yeah, I know. He says it all the time, especially when we're getting ready to fight. He gets, I wish all of that, but no, so he loves seeing it, and he always says, oh, mini me, but no, so I always try to, and I do try to copy his style a little bit, and he kind of sees that and sees the power and how we think is very alike too in the work ethic. I do plan hopefully to stay around amateur for 2024 and maybe make that Olympic team. If not, turn pro and want to bring a world title back to Windsor.
I've been coaching for a long time, actually, since '96. I started coaching. I got my first like coaching license, and then I started like volunteering at the gym. As I was in high school, like messing around and always having fun and laughing and smiling, I'm the same thing. Same thing when it comes to boxing. Like there's a lot of laughs, a lot of, you know, and that's how, when you're having fun, that's when you learn. But, you know, now I'm passing the torch, and I want to make another Adam Trupish, you know.
Born in London, Ontario, he grew up as a child in the southernmost Canadian city of Windsor, a border city just a stone's throw from Detroit, USA.
My parents were split up, so I would do the living during the week out by the airport in the country, and then during the weekends I would stay at my dad's over at Drouillard. So it was a complete different contrast of the hood and the country. Being close to a border city like Windsor, Detroit, like I was able to, you know, I was fighting all the time, and then Toronto, and then Chicago. So, but it went real fast. Like, you know, my mom taught me good work ethic. You know, like she was a single mom, and you know, she taught me like good work ethic from a young age. And then when I got to the gym, like my coach was like, he was hard on me. Like he asked me what I wanted to do. I said, be the best. I don't know, that's all I said. So he trained me accordingly. When I first started boxing, my coach was Charlie Stewart, and he started coaching the same week I started boxing. He became the fastest level 5 coach in Canadian history, and we kind of just both came up really fast together. And you know, like it wasn't long before I was already winning national titles and, you know, traveling the world. And then he coached me in 2 Olympic Games. And yeah, Charlie was definitely like a male role model, someone who I looked up to. My dad was an athlete. You know, we would watch a little bit of fights, and you know, I remember my first experience was watching Mike Tyson and Razor Ruddock with my dad when I was about 8 years old, 8 or 9.
Yeah, what kind of an impression did that leave on you?
I just remember everyone was so into all my uncles, and they were so excited, and they were all crowded around the TV, and I was like, it was really hype for me to watch, like, wow, you know, a heavyweight world title fight, and that was from a young age. And then fast forward 25 years, I bring my fighter to fight Razor Ruddock's son in an amateur fight in Toronto. Yeah.
So like full circle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In his early teens, Trupish was already into sports, including soccer, baseball, and running. Then, when he hit high school in grade 9, he buddied up with classmate Andrew Cooner, another well-known Canadian athlete on the boxing circuit, who, in 1993, invited Trupish to train with him at the local boxing gym.
Please welcome one of Canada's top boxers, Andrew Cooner!
Running together and cross country, and we were study mates. And he talked me into coming into the gym, and we were training partners and, you know, best buds. And we said, what if one day we were roommates in the Olympics?
With eyes on the Olympics and encouragement from his coach, Trupish was catapulted into the amateur boxing circuit.
I was scared shitless.
Wow.
Oh yeah, like I was scared shitless for a couple of years, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely was an adrenaline rush. I'm in sparring, probably broke my nose at that point, and they got a fight for me in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, at the yacht club. It was an all guys club. Like they're all smoking cigars and gambling and betting, and I'm like, I go to the community boxing gym bag. Like I'm at the trunks maybe they were purple at one time, but they've been washed a lot, so maybe they were pink. They're like pink. And I look like a hillbilly, and I'm fighting this guy. He's got all America stuff, and this guy's betting, and I am scared shitless. But, you know, fight or flight, you know, and I ended up knocking that guy out in about a minute, but I remember I got a great big trophy, and it was such a high. I don't think I slept that night. I was about 14, you know, and then
Wow.
I was busy fighting. I was fighting like 25 times a year. I was busy, like.
What does it take to prepare for one of those 25 fights? I mean, you got to be focused on it quite a bit, right?
I never got out of shape. I was always like, I was religiously running 6 miles a day, 5 days a week, 6 a.m. I was always in the gym, and injuries, it didn't matter. Like I was always working, and so I was always traveling and busy, and I would fight anybody. So like, people were flying me all over. As a little kid, like I'm flying to fight, in the main event, whoever they want. I'm going there, like Chicago and Houston.
Round 2 here. Adam Trupish, Canada in the blue.
England and France, and
Did you take it in stride? Was that did you?
it happened so fast. I don't know. I absorbed it, and it was like a movie to me. Like 96, I competed for USA. The first athletes of any sport to compete in Kazakhstan.
Wow. So what's your connection to the USA team then?
I beat the U.S. senior champion. I was a little kid. I was a Canadian junior champion, and I fought the senior champion from Detroit, and then I won the berth to go to fight in that. I remember there was a rush to get my passport. There was a big excitement, and we went down to L.A., and we all meet in L.A. We're going through X-ray, and I'm the last guy in line. I'm the littlest, youngest guy on the team, and they go, Adam, look behind you in line. I look, and it's Muhammad Ali.
No.
Yeah.
The legend himself.
Yeah. So that was Muhammad Ali, and then, so
What went through your mind at that point when you saw him? You must have been like...
I seen like an aura. I seen like an aura around him. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it was a real cool experience, definitely. Like there was a huge arrival for us, and they showered us with gifts and parades. And
How does fighting that much when you're in school, how does it affect your schoolwork?
I was fortunate. I had teachers that worked really well with me in high school. It seemed like I didn't really have...
Were you a good kid in school, or did the boxing... Because just because you fight in the ring doesn't mean you turn into a bully, right?
I was a good kid, I think. Like,
is it life in the fast lane for a boxer when sort of the going gets tough?
Everyone wants to hang out with the fighter,
Fast cars, fast booze, fast women, right? Was that the life? That was the life.
Yeah.
Rock star status, love it.
Supermodels and superstars, and it's a rush. Like it's out of this world. Like even in high school, like I was already getting paid by the government as an Olympic athlete. It was like I was like world rated as like a grown man when I was like 16, so I'm saying like 96. So you mature really quick.
Preparing for each rival became a ritual.
It's part of the game, it's part of the show. It's part of the battle, and like it's part of the game. Like when I look at a guy who I'm gonna fight, like I'm looking him in the eyes, and I'm trying to see if there's a little kink in the armor. You look down, you're gonna look down, or you're gonna look me in the eyes. And there's a lot of ferociousness and ferocity. Like, and I'm letting him know, like, yo, you're in a fight. There's a lot of mental preparation. Like I would get an OP music I would choose an opening music that I wanted to come into the ring.
Yeah, what kind of music did you?
It all changed. It all changed throughout my entire career, but it was part of my psyche. Like I would run and I would listen to that song, and I would like imagine like where I'm gonna be and what I'm gonna look like and what I'm gonna be wearing, and I would go through that visualization like over and over, and I would get hyped up, and I would just over and over and miles of listening to this in days until like when that happens, and it's like it's a rush. There's a big build up. Now I gotta fight, you know, and it's like. Whew.
At what point in the ring do you know that you've got them? Like, or can it all change on a dime?
I was fortunate, like I was blessed to have the power. I just had that punch, so I was stroking out dudes from like 14, like grown men, 15, grown men. Now I'm fighting the best guys in the world at like 16. I'm like knocking these guys out. Now people are like paying me like that. They want to watch me do it. Yeah. You know, so I'm like, it's all like just I get paid to punch someone. Then it's a crazy job, that's for sure.
He spent most of his amateur career as a junior middleweight with just under 200 fights, and Trupish clocked about 80 knockouts.
I lost me about 35. My pro record, I was 13-2.
No wonder they called him the Atom Bomb or A-Bomb.
My friend, my business partner, Sheldon Hinton, put it on the poster of my pro debut.
Without asking you?
Without my knowledge, it was on the print, and I was like, and that's how the whole name came about, and I love it.
But is it to do with like punching like an atom bomb?
Atom bomb, baby, oh yeah. Yeah.
But along with all the victories, every boxer also has to deal with defeat.
I didn't lose that often, but you know, you gotta learn from it, you gotta learn, and yeah, I didn't like losing, but you gotta learn how to lose and grow from it, and make a benefit or make a positive of a negative, I guess.
In 1999, after coming up through the provincial and national rankings, the Atom Bomb was surely now ready for the Olympics. However, Adam suffered a devastating setback heading into the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia. He was disqualified in the finals of the Olympic trials, fighting an opponent that he'd recently beat quite handedly.
This is one of my rivalries that I have. I'm fighting a famous Olympian, Mike Strange.
It was a disqualification steeped in controversy.
I hit him with a body shot, and he was going down, and on his way down, I grazed his back. He stayed down. They carried him out in a stretcher. It was a big production. They disqualified me. It was...
Oh, so it's like it was just very dramatic.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay. Well, you're on the world stage. I mean, it
was big, and it messed me up for a little bit. It was on national television on CBC.
Okay, so that must have been a tough moment for your career then. Like, wow.
Just for my life, because like I wanted to go to the Olympics, so like I just packed my bag by myself. I went to Chicago. I was looking for a promoter, and I'm fighting, and like...
Did you lose a bit of direction, maybe at that point in your life?
I was wilding out, man. I was doing crazy things, like...
You kind of fell off the wagon, maybe a little? I don't know.
I was living a different life, definitely living a different life. I was in Vegas, but I was kind of like in a limbo.
While hustling the odd fight for a paycheck, Trupish suffered another significant setback on home soil. And what happened is a boxer's worst nightmare.
So they flew me up to Thunder Bay. I'm fighting this guy, I break my jaw the first round of a 5-round fight.
After overcoming this obstacle in the next 4 years, he would continue winning national amateur championships. Now, with his sights keenly on the 2004 Olympics.
The winner from the blue corner, representing Canada, Adam Trupish.
Adam Trupish, your winner.
This time, he did secure a spot on the Canadian Olympic team, making his way to Athens, Greece, the birthplace of the Olympic Games, realizing that dream he had with his friend and fellow Canadian boxer Andy Cooner 11 years earlier. But in round 1 of his opening Olympic bout, Trupish sustained a deep cut to his nose, and the ref called the fight.
Grand opening, grand closing. So, you know, life throws you curveballs.
Another blow to Adam's aspirations in the Olympic ring.
I thought I was going to turn pro. I ended up staying amateur for another few more years. Another Olympic Games. I did Beijing 08.
Now at age 29, Trupish was the only Canadian boxer in all weight classes for the Olympic team in 08, and as his streak of Olympic luck would have it, his first round 69-kilogram matchup was with one of the world-dominating fighters in that division, 26-year-old Bakit Sarsakbayov from Kazakhstan. 53 seconds into the first round, and Adam's dreams of advancing through to the next were dashed. His opponent was so much on top of his game around that time, he went on to win the gold in Beijing.
He ended up becoming a world champion professional.
So he's a tough opponent.
Oh yeah, like I'm fighting the best guys in the planet, hands down.
With much of the magic and mayhem behind him, Trupish did turn pro at this point, as if to put a cherry on top of his achievements in the boxing ring.
Ideally, I would have liked to have turned pro after the 2000 Olympics. That would have been like an ideal situation.
Heading into your dirty 30s, though, is considered a bit late in the game for this career change, but that's by normal standards, and Trupish took it on full tilt. At this point, he'd crossed the prairies, taken up residence in Edmonton, Alberta, and he opened up a gym with 2 partners. It was called Beverly Bronx Boxing. After a dozen or so pro fights, most of which he won, he suffered 2 losses in succession. Canada's favourite fast lane fisticuffs was feeling the mileage. Could it be that the atom bomb needed to ease off on the uranium and throttle back on the fire and fury? Adam A-Bomb Trupish decided to hang up his gloves, returning to his roots in Windsor back in 2015. He dared to dream.
I did it my way, you know, I did it my way. I fought for 23 years. I feel like I've done everything that I need or could have done. Yeah, I did my thing, man. I did my thing. I for a long time, I did my thing, and it's nice to be recognized, definitely, in your community. And now I'm a coach, so now I got to practice what I preach with these kids, man, because they're like sponges, you know. They absorb it all. I want to build a world champion. I want to build a success. I want to build a team. I want to like take over. Like, the sky's the limit. I've always been like that. I mean, life is a fight. Life is a fight.
Thank you to the champ, Mr. Adam Trupish, who actually used to sit behind me in high school and steal my sandwiches. But could you imagine what would have happened to me if I'd have tried to make something of it? You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, bro.
My man, my man.
I always wanted to do this. So
my pleasure, my pleasure.
And thanks for representing Canada and doing such a kick-ass job in the arena.
And we're just still doing it, still doing it.
Hey, maybe I'll get...
Yeah.
I'm a dreamer, so don't tell me not to dream. I got freedom, and that's everything to me. It don't matter what I got or where I go, I find shelter 1,000,000 miles from home. It ain't easy to keep going when it's hard, keep shining in the dark when you wanna fall apart. But I'm a dreamer, so don't tell me not to dream. I'm a believer, As long as I got something to believe in. As long as I got something to believe in. Hey, hey, come on. You got to believe. You know you got to believe.
Be smart, ride safe.